Okay, so I got a no spark situation, and I've determined that it is my stator. No open reading on my brown wire, the charge coil, the source coil, and you can't get those coils, and it's really hard to find replacement parts for this generation 1 stuff. So I think I'm gonna swap the stator out for like a 1984 model, and I'll have to replace the CDI. It just plugs in over here, and the wiring harness to match the new CDI and stator, and I'll just have to make some modifications to the wiring harness in order to incorporate it in this sled. So I have the air box out. Like I said, this CDI is just in a rubber mount clip back here. I've undone the kill switch and key plugs via troubleshooting the spark issue. So I think I just need to undo the lights and undo the stuff for the electric start, because this is a deluxe model, the headlight and instrument lights. One wire here left on my ignition coil, and then I'll pull this out and see what we got to do to the other one to make it work. Oh yeah, and then I'll need to undo the plug underneath the seat too, for the taillight switch. Now for the stuff up front, I got my headlight, instrument lights, probably have to undo this clip on the hood here, and a couple ground wires here. So that one on the hood just popped out of there, but yeah, there's two ground wires underneath a nut right here. So I just gotta pull this nut off. Might need to undo my toolbox. Yeah, that wire is trapped underneath this little toolbox, and this screws tight, so we'll try the hammer driven impact, see if we can't bust that loose. Pretty rusty. Get it? Oh no, I don't think that's working. Took a bit of persuading, but I got it to come loose. Feed that out. I should be able to feed this underneath the motor without needing to do too much. We'll see. Oh, it's going to be tight to get underneath that frame with those ends on there. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I was concerned about this not fitting underneath that frame, and it doesn't. So I was going to de-pin these connections, but this plug is melted from what I'm guessing is either a previous voltage regulator issue, or maybe somebody rested it on the tailpipe or something. So I don't think I can de-pin these ones very easily, so I might just have to snip these wires to get this harness out. Should be able to fish this through here now, and then it should be free enough. snug in this spot here. Luckily everything's greasy. Okay, we're mostly home free. I think the only thing I have left is that taillight switch and one ground behind the relay here. So I just undid the front of the seat and was able to lift it up enough to get at my connector. This little clamp I just need to loosen the nut on that to get it loose. And I think I should be able to pull this through without taking the cover off the tank, but we'll see. It's pretty snug in there, so I'm just going to take the cover off on this side. So I think what was holding me up was there's another little metal clip that I had to bend out of the way just beside the metal frame here. So once that was out of the way, then I was able to loosen up, and there we go. And with that out, I think we're just about home free. Like I said, I just had that one ground wire to sort out. It's just this nut right here that I'm getting at. There you go. Okay, get that nut out of there. Just put it back in its spot now that the ground is clear. And I think I'll be able to just pull this out of here. And there we go. Harness is removed. Okay, so I got the two harnesses laid out here. The original one's on top, the newer style one's on the bottom. One thing that I noticed is the original is longer, so it looks like the portion that goes up to the hood on the newer models must be a separate piece of harness. So I'll just have to make that. Maybe I'll just reuse that portion of mine to make the stuff that goes to the headlight and to the instruments. And then moving back here, these go to the ignition coil. This stuff all goes to the stator, so that should be okay. I have, so this is all the stuff that goes to my switches on the controls, and that's this on the old one. So I think what I'll do is I'll reuse the plugs for mine so that I don't need to modify the snowmobile. I'm just modifying the harness. So I'll keep these plugs and I'll rewire them onto this stuff. Sorry. You can see these ones are pretty banged up, and it's got the newer style plug. So I'll reuse these on this harness. So I'll do some mix matching there. I think the tail light portion is the same. The other major difference is this harness, the new one I'm using, has different connectors for the CDI, but it matches the CDI that I'm plugging it into, so that's good. The only other thing I'm missing is this portion of the loom of the original. Because this is a deluxe, I had electric start, so I just need to run a couple power wires basically to the starter stuff, and one switch wire I guess for the key, and that's pretty much it. I just got a bit of cutting and soldering and crimping to do, and I guess I'll come back when I have that finished.